And welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. Now, did you know that for the first time in NBA history, four teenagers played in a game for one team? Those guys were Jalen Green, Alprin Sigun, Josh Christopher, and Usman Gabara. This just happened last week for the Houston Rockets. They are all 19 years old. So, anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike Bob Fan 101, with my good friend and co-host Cam, aka I Spy Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So, anyways, guys, let's get started with the show. We are going to start off with the NFL, starting off with some very shocking news. Henry Ruggs III has been arrested after killing somebody after a supposed DUI after a car accident. What do you have to say about this?
Well, I just think it's very stupid. Henry Ruggs is a very good player, and he had a very good career ahead of him, in my opinion, and you just completely screwed it. Like, dude, you're in the NFL. I feel like there's a different level of you got to take this serious. And plus, like, you talked about having coming from a rough background and talking about how you made it, but it's like, well, now you're probably gonna be in prison, and you can be facing up to 2 to 20 years, man. Like, it's so bad. I don't know. The best thing in this case is that they take it to a manslaughter charge if he comes back drunk, but it was not the legal limit. So that could work for him, I guess. But it's just not looking good for him. And even if that happens, I guess maybe he could spend up to like maybe 8 months in prison if it does come down to a manslaughter charge. So that's the best that he can have for him. But at the end of the day, you're still DUI and you still got in a car crash and killed somebody. And it's still pointing on you as your fault. I've lost a lot of respect for you, man. And wow, what another low blow the Raiders have took from the John Gruden situation to this. What's next? It's just looking so bad for them. And personally, I think the best way to come back from this, since it's the trade deadline's over with, the best thing they can do is go after a free agent, Deshaun Jackson, because Deshaun Jackson just got cut by the Rams and he's a free agent. He's a great deep threat and he can cover up for the rest of the season until you guys figure out what the heck to do. Go after Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I it's really hard to say because I have no respect for people who drive under the influence of alcohol or drugs or something like that. I think it's really stupid, and this man just really threw his career down the whole drain for what, a night out on the town and had fun. And he's rich; he can afford an Uber, and he took someone's life in his hands and could have even taken his own, but he got protected. I think he's going to be going to jail soon, so that's great to see. But I do agree with your point of they should go after Deshaun Jackson. I feel like he'd still be a great receiver, and he and Derrick Henry could work really, really well together.
You said Derrick
Or
Henry.
Derek Carr, excuse me. I was thinking Derrick Henry for some reason. That's a blooper.
Anyways, I was gonna say, another thing too is that looking at the Raiders and their wide receiver core, this hurt them in plenty of ways. Let's talk about this real quick. Hunter Renfrow, he's a great slot wide receiver. He's very good. He cannot play deep threat. Brian Edwards is very good. He'd be my second candidate for a deep threat wide receiver. But I still feel like he doesn't have that either. He's a good number 2, maybe number 3. And then you have Zay Jones, but Zay Jones is a rookie. He's young. He's got a lot to learn. And I feel like they're trying to play him, a little smart. And I guess you want to count tight end as a wide receiver too. Darryl Waller, they're going to probably do what they did all last year, which is just completely throwing it at there and just hoping that he catches it, which teams are going to pick up to it's used to. So really, they have a rough team. And if you also want to think about this as well, fun fact, the Raiders don't have any backups for wide receivers no more. Like, they have 0 backups. 0. They just got rid of Willie Snead. Willie Snead was their only backup. So no matter what, if one of them get injured, they're not going to have a full wide receiver core. They're going to start having to go back to other people, and it's just going to be trash.
Yeah, that's true. So moving on to some more news. Roger Goodell has just said that Dan Snyder, there will be like no, basically he said there's going to be no consequences for what he did. And they just gave him like a $10 million fine apparently. So, or Dan Snyder gave him like hush money, I guess. What do you think of this?
I mean, to be honest, it's kind of disgusting because I'm not going to get into too much of things, but I think people could understand where I'm coming from, as if they're, they preach about all this glorious stuff and how NFL and everybody in the world should change and this and that, yet at the same time they're also doing this. Which is just disgusting because everybody knows that they were paid off and it's all hush money. And and listen, I'm just saying this now. When it comes to sports, a rumor, I have quotation marks by the way, a rumor is always mainly true. I mean, it's rarely ever not true. So, I mean, I just think it's very stupid and dumb. And I don't know. I feel like the guy's sick. There's been countless of times where he's been proven to be sick. I mean, look at the whole, Dan Snyder and John Gruden thing. I mean, it's just, it's weird. They got a bunch of issues on their hand and they're not fixing it in the way they should be. So I'm annoyed. What do you think, Mike?
Well, as a Washington fan, I'm disappointed. I don't like the NFL really as an organization. They were not really. I forgot to mention this too. How could I forget? They didn't even release the findings. There could be more owners and coaches and stuff that are doing bad, and Roger Goodell isn't going to release that report. Like, what?
The police need to be involved. That's what should happen.
Yeah, Congress said that they should do it. Like House Democrats were saying they need to release this report, and they're not doing it. The NFL as an organization is very shady, and the only reason why I'm watching football is because I like football. Other than that, if there was another league, I'd probably watch that because I'm tired of the NFL's crap.
Oh yeah. I mean, listen, I'm just saying this now, fellas. There's going to be some point when there's going to be some other league that's going to be competing just as well as what the NFL is doing. And when that happens, you won't be seeing that much NFL news anymore. It'll be whatever the new league name is.
Yeah. So now let's talk about some more news about the NFL. Next up is the Raiders releasing Willie Snead, which we already talked about, I believe.
Yes.
So now Jets quarterback Zach Wilson out 2 to 4 weeks with a PCL tear. That basically describes the Jets season. They are terrible. And
they beat the Bengals.
Zach Wilson's not really that great of a quarterback. I kind of figured he'd be a bust, to be honest.
I want to talk about this game real quick. They beat the Bengals with a second string, Jason White or
Mike White.
Something. What?
Mike White.
Mike White. Okay, it was some like random, like it sounded like an AI auto-generated name. Like one of those like scammers that are like, "Hello, sir, this is Mike White." Mike White. Like some like bull crap, right? Just trying to, scam you. And so like, I don't know, this guy was a nobody. This man is a quarterback who caught a touchdown, bro.
White. Handoff to Moore, back to Crowder. They got the 2 to the quarterback, White. And they lead by 3.
Had the game of his life. They beat the Bengals. The Bengals, mind you, the Bengals is I think they're number 1 in their conference, or at least they're tied or they're very close. So, I mean, and it's the Bengals have done pretty good this year, from Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase has had like 3 or 4 rookie of the week belts already that the NFL has not done. And, it's insane. So it kind of shocked me a little bit. And they didn't even have Zach Wilson in.
Yeah, that's true. Rams sending linebacker Kenny Young and a 2024 7th-round pick to the Broncos, 6th-round pick. I think this is the Von Miller trade. Yeah. Jesus Christ, man! I swear.
We just can't get this episode done, can we?
No, it's fine. I'm gonna continue recording. I'm just gonna cut it out.
Yeah, it's definitely the Von Miller trade. I'm sorry.
All right, 1, 2, 3. So next up, we got the Broncos are getting a Kenny Young and a 2024 7th-round pick in exchange for Von Miller and a 2024 6th-round pick. I'm shocked that they traded Von Miller. That's really the blockbuster move of the year. Yeah, just really, I'm really shocked about that, and I just didn't expect it, honestly. To the Rams. So the Rams defense is going to get killer.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, man. I mean, I don't know. I kind of thought Von Miller always loved Denver. I thought he was going to stay. He's going to be a Denver legend. He was never going to move on, but he did. And now he's on a team with Aaron Donald, and Jalen Ramsey on the same team. That's a QB's worst nightmare. Okay, so when you're getting rushed by Aaron Donald and Von Miller, you're gonna also have to worry about Jalen Ramsey coming out of nowhere and taking the dang ball if you try to throw it away. That is horrifying. Their defense is upgraded by like a lot. Also, Cooper Kupp, they're one of the wide receivers, has been really good. If you guys have fantasy, get him, man. And if you do have him, wow, good for you because he's done great.
Well, Cooper Kupp has been like the #1 receiver this year, from what I've been hearing.
He's pretty good, and I love how Matthew Stafford's finally getting love that he deserved since he was in Detroit. So good job, Matthew. I've noticed you since then, or I mean, since before this.
Eagles trade Joe Flacco to the Jets. That Joe Flacco is so irrelevant now, but I think he'll help the Jets in some form.
I don't know if Mike's gonna be able to have this in the podcast episode or not, but I always call him Ho Flacco. But you know, that's besides the point. Joe Flacco sucks. All right, I mean, look at him. He looks more like a bum than what Aaron Rodgers does, dude. Have you seen that guy?
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers just kind of look, I don't know. He just grew his hair out. Just looks so old. I haven't seen Joe Flacco in so long, dude.
I know. Well, I will say though, I don't know if Mike can put up a picture of this or not, but Aaron Rodgers recently rocked out a John Wick costume for Halloween, and it was fire.
Ooh, that's tough.
Yes.
Fan who gave Tom Brady's ball back got $62,000 or like 10 Bitcoin, which is the equivalent to $62,000 from Brady.
No. It was 1 Bitcoin.
Oh, 1 Bitcoin. Thank you. Sorry, I don't really get Bitcoin terms.
No, okay, let me explain this, guys. Just in my defense, I forget what it was that Tom Brady had. It was like some special touchdown pass or something like that. So that's why I just kind of put ball back because I forget which one it was. So mind that. Anyways, wow, that's crazy. Tom, hey buddy, listen, I'll give you any ball back, man. You just listen. They could be for my 4th grade football game. All right, you give me that 62,000, bro. I'll take that any day.
All right. Jabril Peppers out for the season after tearing an ACL. Oof, that's bad for the Giants. There's so much stuff going on there.
Yeah, I like Jabril Peppers a lot, actually. You know, I used to watch him in college a lot. My dad's a Michigan fan. And you know, I remember I always like Michigan. I always like Ohio State too, though, because my other family. So you know, I feel like Jabril Peppers is a great guy, and to see him with an ACL tear, those are always really scary because you never know if the player can bounce back or not. Those are one of those injuries that it's like even if they do bounce back, sometimes their injury holds them back. It's just a crappy thing.
Yeah. All right, next up, we got Texans chairman Cal McNair in trouble after using an anti-Asian slur. That's the second backbone firing of the NFL, and I guess there's just so much more, and that's why Goodell doesn't want this whole thing.
Dude, I'm just saying this now. The NFL is a train wreck, and I kind of love it. It's like exposing how everybody in the league is just a dirtbag, man. Everybody. It's everybody. It's not one person. It's everyone. Everyone's guilty in some sense and way. I mean, it's like so bad. It's so bad. And it's great because how it's crumbling on him because those are all the same people that used to preach certain things that I can't, I'm not gonna get into, but it's just so bad. But it's also so good for me because my happiness is just wow. I mean, chef's kiss. But I will say, I mean, I don't know the slur that he did say, but I know it got pretty big, and I remember I just know that everybody after he said it, everybody gasped and kind of paused in time, what did he really just say that? So
Yeah, just a lot of wild stuff going on, I feel like, in the NFL.
absolutely.
Dolphins and Texans agree to trade for quarterback Deshaun Watson, but Dolphins want clarity on his legal issues before doing it. And now that the deadline's over, it hasn't seemed like that Watson was going to be moved. So this is really confusing. I don't know exactly what's going on.
So I know now. So the Dolphins were there. They were front runners. Carolina was kind of starting to creep their way back in, but Deshaun Watson shut them out. Well, the Dolphins, right before the trade deadline happened, where they were going to make the deal, basically said, well, we want clarification. And they never got back to them in time. So the Dolphins kind of lost their chance until the offseason. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just like Deshaun Watson's just kind of a sitting duck, just waiting for something to happen, and get his chance. I mean, I don't know. Really, I don't think he's gonna be able to play. And here's the issue, right? So he was never on the no play list, right? The NFL has the no play, they got issues, no play, right? Well, he wasn't really on that after the thing started to drop, and the Texans decided to not play Deshaun Watson. That was the difference, and that was a difference maker. So then they put him on the no play list in the NFL. So that got Deshaun Watson really upset. So I kind of wonder now is if this is the thing, right? The Dolphins are confused because they're kind of wonder, well, if, let's say we do pick them up, well, would they take them off the no play list and let us use them, So, or would they keep them on the no play list and basically we just wasted all of our time and money on this guy that we're never going to see play? So, it's a risky situation for everybody, and it's kind of like the same with the Colin Kaepernick situation, and it goes around for NFL players in general. It's like when there's a lot of drama around somebody, everybody's always so worried if they should pick them up or not because they're like, well, he could be a good aspect for this, but at the same time, he's also got this, and that can hold us back, and that can hold, and you got to realize that these guys, at the end of the day, yes, it is football, but it's more beyond that. There's business to it too. And if the fans of your city doesn't go to the games because they're mad at you for something, which it's happened before, it can just ruin the whole organization. Sorry.
Exactly. I agree with that. Former Patriots safety Patrick Chung was arrested and charged with assault and battery on a family member and vandalism. Wow, just wild.
I mean, like I said, once again, we're seeing these violent charges, and even yes, he is old. He's on. I don't think he's in the NFL no more. But it doesn't matter, man. I mean, I don't know why, but especially this year, maybe that's just because I'm starting to report on news and sports. But I've just noticed with the NFL, there's so much violent stuff. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it kind of makes sense if you think about it. I mean, in NFL, you're basically trying to take your opponent's head off. It's a rough sport. But like I said, it's just crazy.
Yeah. We got Texans trade running back Mark Ingram to the Saints. Cardinals defensive end J.J. Watt will likely go under season-ending shoulder surgery. Yeah, J.J. Watt is basically like glass, like Christian McCaffrey. If any of you remember the last episode, I criticized him for basically being made of glass. J.J. Watt is the same way.
Yeah, and I mean, also just want to bring up another issue with the Raiders, right? It just keeps popping up in my head with all the crap that they've had going on recently. It's the same with Josh Jacobs, man. Josh Jacobs has a glass ankle and he keeps injuring it, and it's no good. And like I said, and it's the same. It's just the same. I feel bad for these type of players that have so much potential, yet it's getting ruined because they can't stay healthy. But I will say JJ Watt, I feel like has had a good career, enough as it is. I mean, clearly he surpassed the level of what he should have been. I think the average play time for NFL is like 2 to 3 years. So the NFL, like that's the average that most people will last in the NFL, unless you're super talented and gifted. Then well, good luck. You made it to God's good side. But JJ Watt, I mean, prayers for him. I hope he gets better. He's a great player and a great guy in general. And it sucks to see him out. And I think that's gonna hurt the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely going to hurt the Cardinals a ton. J.J. Watt was really helpful. But you know what? I think the Cardinals could still be very good. I have them being a Super Bowl contender. I mean, I'm not making my full predictions until the playoff standings actually come out. But as of right now, I think they're definitely a contender. 7-1 is nothing to sneeze at.
Absolutely.
Steelers defensive end has been traded. Melvin Ingram has been traded to the Chiefs, I believe, for a 6th-round pick. I'm not really too sure about the trade. So, what do you think of it?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of. I mean, I kind of see it's pointless, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I don't know why he. Well, I mean, I kind of know why, but the Chiefs are just picking up everybody. So, yeah.
It's because they're desperate.
I mean, they are, and then they're just ending up being trash like the 2012 Lakers.
Well, it's because their defense sucks. And I mean, Patrick Mahomes is
Patrick Mahomes is not good this year, dude. He sucks.
He's definitely failed what he was supposed to be. And I think it's because of his brother. I think he needs to let go of his brother.
Yeah, I think he needs to Aaron Rodgers, his brother. Maybe not the wife, but definitely his brother.
Dude, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. It's like, instead of him having the Madden curse, like the Madden game cover curse, he has the brother family curse. And it's like every like his brother gets on TikTok at a Chiefs game is just another game they're going to lose. I'm telling you, man, it's dangerous.
Okay. So moving on to MLB, Cam, take it away.
All right. Well, we have seen these boys go back and forth a little bit in the sense of the Astros coming back up. I mean, they're fighting to stay alive, in my opinion. Like they're just fighting as hard as they can, which right now, as of Tuesday, November 2nd, the Braves are beating the Astros 6-0. It's the top of the 7th. There are 0 outs. And this is game 6. If Atlanta beats the Astros, they win the World Series. I repeat, they win the World Series. And the cheating Astros, the AKA walking garbage cans, will not win it. Like they don't deserve it. And the Braves get it, which I'm really hoping happens because Braves never cheated for their spot.
Yeah, the Braves definitely deserve it. I don't know if the Astros are cheating. I wouldn't be surprised. But I was watching a video earlier today. It was about Will Smith, but he did mention the Astros. With the Astros being as good as they are right now, people aren't going to give them the credit they deserve because they cheated. And no one wants the Astros to win because they cheated that one time. And I'm in that boat. So,
yep.
I want Atlanta to win. I hope that they win this game. I haven't turned it on yet, but hopefully Atlanta wins. Just been a weird night, and I haven't been able to turn it on. All right, so first off, we got Patrick Williams expected to miss the entire regular season with a left wrist dislocation. The Bulls, they probably don't really need him. So, yeah, just sad for him. Prayers up.
Yeah, that's really what Mike said. Kind of wrapped it up for me.
Yeah. So next up, we got Kevin Love going into the health and safety protocol. Cavaliers, they've just been struggling. They probably should have even traded Kevin Love. So
Yeah, that was a bad idea because now look how it's gone for them. Just yeah, don't even have Fox no more.
yeah, and then next up, we got the Wizards losing Davis Bertans to an ankle injury. This is probably very minor because Davis Bertans is very, very irrelevant. So, well, I wouldn't say very, very irrelevant, but he's kind of an irrelevant player.
I always called them croutons because I don't know why. Just
You called him
they always
Davis
kind of work.
Bertans in one episode, which I can understand where that's
Did
very
I?
confusing.
He's got a weird name. Anyways, I barely even know this dude. No offense, but not really big news. He's Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, moving on to college football.
Oh, that was it? Oh, my bad. I thought there was way more. Well, okay. Well, in college football news, Gary Patterson stepped down as head coach of TCU after being with the team for 20 years. The team is currently 3-5 this season and will be replaced by Jerry Kill on Saturday. That's a crazy last name. I kind of like that though. Number 1 Georgia crushed Florida 34-7. Number 2 Cincinnati remains undefeated, beating Tulane 31-12. Bearcats QB Desmond Ritter had 3 passing touchdowns, which I'm just gonna say this now. As someone who lives in Ohio, Cincinnati does not deserve this. All right, they don't deserve this recognition. Just saying this now. If they face any team inside the top 10, I can assure you they're going to be beaten and making look like they're a Make-A-Wish team. As they are facing teams like Tulane, Toledo, like crappy teams. You know what I mean? Like, no offense, but it's just not deserving or not really deserved, in my opinion. Quarterback Caleb Williams had 6 touchdowns. And number 4, Oklahoma's 52-21 destruction of Texas Tech. Running back Kenneth Walker III had 5 touchdowns, and number 8 Michigan State's 37-33 thrilling win over number 6 Michigan, which I watched that game. Just like to say, that's the best comeback I've seen in a long time because Michigan was beating them and somehow it just flipped upside down. Wisconsin upsets number 9 Iowa 27-7. The Badgers defense only allowed 156 yards and forced 3 turnovers. Number 18 Auburn defeated number 10 Ole Miss 31-20 as Rebels QB and Heisman contender Matt Corral battled through an ankle injury to throw for 289 yards in the loss. Mississippi State upsets number 12 Kentucky 31-17. Didn't know Kentucky was number 12, but all right. Number 13 Wake Forest demolishes Duke 45-7 as quarterback Sam Hartman threw for 402 yards and 3 touchdowns. West Virginia upsets number 22 Iowa State 38-31. And finally, number 25 BYU ousted Virginia 66-49 behind running back Tyler Alligier's 5 touchdowns.
I remember when BYU was 12, and now they're just 25th, barely hanging on by a thread in the rankings.
Also, I have something else. I lied to you guys. Let's see. So let me get to this real quick. Miami cheated with extra headsets and communication devices versus Pitt on Saturday. I'm going to read you guys the note. This is actually really crazy. And you guys face Pittsburgh and you guys are cheating. It's Miami, guys. Come on. It says, for immediate release, November 1st, 2021, Miami receives public reprimand for violation of NCAA football playing rule. Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh, this is from the ACC.com. The University of Miami violated NCAA football playing rule 1-4-12 coaches' phones, headsets, and communication devices, and consistent with the playing rule, is being issued a public reprimand of a 20% reduction in communication devices for this week's game against Georgia Tech. Teams must exchange a headset sheet and team credential list at least 90 minutes prior to its scheduled contest. Schools are limited to 23 communication devices. Wow, that's scummy. That's like Astro scummy. And you guys have to do it against Pittsburgh. It's Pittsburgh, guys. Come on now.
Yeah. I didn't hear about this, but that's definitely wild. I don't know why they have to cheat with what's her face, Miami, or
Yeah,
Pitt.
against
So
Pittsburgh.
Pitt. Yeah, I'm
Pittsburgh.
sorry guys, I'm having a weird night. So yeah, just very interesting there. Moving on to the NHL. We got on Sunday, Ryan Getzlaf passed Teemu Selin to become the Anaheim Ducks all-time points leader with 989, 279 goals and 710 assists. The New York Rangers signed Adam Fox to a $66.5 million 7-year deal, the largest contract in NFL history for a defenseman. Interesting. Fox is only 23 and has 98 points through his first 134 games. Sounds like he'll be a star to me.
Yes, agreed.
Blackhawks forward Patrick Kane has been removed from the NHL COVID-19 protocol, making him eligible to return to the ice. That could help the Blackhawks a little bit. I know Patrick Kane's not too bad. The Florida Panthers still lead the Eastern Conference with a record of 8-0-1 with one overtime loss and 17 points. However, the Hurricanes went undefeated in October and are 8-0 heading into Monday. Monday passed now. So the Calgary Flames are on top of the Western Conference with 6 wins, 1 loss, 1 overtime loss, and 13 points. St. Louis Blues and Edmonton Oilers are tied for second heading into Monday. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Connor McDavid leads the league with 16 points and is tied for the second most goals with 7. San Jose goalie James Reimer leads the league with a 96.4 save percentage and a 1.13 or 1.3 goals against average. Interesting. All right, so now let's get into the top 10 plays of the week. We're going to start off with number 15, Jalen Green's monster slam.
Ties the 8 made last year by Anthony Edwards, and there's Jalen Green flying in for the slammer.
And at number 14, Cole Anthony crosses LaMelo Ball so bad that he needs a map. Get that boy a manual. Here's the clip.
Hey, you got it.
Under. McDaniels may have got him from behind.
Oubre back in the game. McDaniels checks out. James Borrego has to be thrilled with the play of his bench. Anthony, daylight for 3. Got it again. Back-to-back threes for the Magic's Cole Anthony.
That's a terrific setup. Lost ball on that screen.
Number 13, Bradley Beal's slam.
Good help and great digs by the perimeter on that play defensively to get that hand in there.
Beal turns the corner. Oh, Bradley Beal with the emphatic stuff.
Throw it down. Be Bill.
KCP steals the ball for the win. Here's the clip.
Oh, he got away with a travel. Schroeder, 3 seconds. Brown, stripped by KCP. Wizards win it. Wow. 5-1 for just the 3rd time in franchise history.
Number 11, DeAndre Hopkins. This is a long one. Fakes out defender by pretending that he was going to catch the ball, but when he got distracted, Hopkins caught it and ran.
Only 3 to be exact, no touchdowns. And Murray backpedaling, lets it fly. Pass is caught into the end zone. They're going to mark him out of bounds. There's a flag down. That's Hopkins. And the flag is at the 4. Comes down with it. Well, DeAndre Hopkins, he doesn't really do much. It shows you kind of some of the arm strength that Kyler Murray has. He runs a little out and up, but not really not much of a move right there. Stokes just gets totally turned around. He bites on it when they're
Sad. At number 10, Lauri Markkanen. Posters, reigning MVP, Nikola Jokic.
It can't jump over a phone book, but he can play the game.
Markkanen with those long arms with the steal. The Nuggets have been plagued by turnovers. And mercy! Markkanen went coast to coast.
Here's the clip.
Number 9, Rasul Douglas interception to seal the Packers win. What was A.J. Green doing?
high snap again. End zone and picked off! Intercepted by Rasul Douglas. And the Packers are going to win it. A.J. Green was the target, and he never looked for the ball. Not only did he not look, it looked like he was almost blocking out there. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what A.J. was doing at all. Everyone else, you see Kyler Murray on the ground. But here's a look at it. I don't know that. I'm not sure exactly what happened with A.J. Green, if he just saw the way that Douglas was playing him, that the ball was going elsewhere or what. But what a play by Rasul Douglas. His first interception.
No idea.
Hey, A.J. Green.
Yeah, there's a reason why he's retiring. Oof. Nick Richards blocked shot. Miles Bridges finished with a fast break dunk. Here's the clip.
Down to 4. Jabari Parker. Walt. Get out! Richards to Miles. What do you got? Yes!
Number 7, Joel Embiid stuffs Aaron Gordon. Here's the clip.
At number 6, John Morant's insane layup over Anthony Davis. Another give that boy a manual moment, because what is he doing?
Waller somehow kept it alive. They've got the guy with the basketball today. What circus shot by Morant!
Another look at that basket by John Morant. Look at this shot.
Number 5, Justin Fields insane jukes and runs for a touchdown. Very impressive play. Here's the clip.
Fake one way, Fields stumbling, trying to cut it back. Justin Fields making magic happen. There goes Fields. Touchdown!
At number 4, LeBron James shot from the logo.
Steph Curry lane range.
Yeah, well, I was just gonna make a joke. He shot as far as back as his hairline is.
Near the logo! Near the logo! Up against it, LeBron drains the 3.
The other day I was watching.
Here's the clip, fellas.
Number 3, Montrezl Harrell making a half-court Montrezl Harrell makes half-court shot.
9 seconds.
Boy, Jaylen Brown's playing at such a high level, strong and under control.
Harrell put up the half-court shot, and it goes off the glass. Trez.
At number 2, fighter fake gloves touch and pays for it.
And number 1, Ole Miss defender jumps over blocker to block pass.
Except he didn't.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that.
I mean, that is.
And then he gets the deflection. What a play.
Jim Levitt was saying.
And so with that will conclude this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.